Good evening, YouTube. Today is Friday, April the 5th, 2024. I am Matt Prophet, the Artful Rhino, and we are making a special video of RHINOTalk. A special episode. And I'm going to be discussing what I've been up to the last couple of weeks since my last video. We're going to start back a little over a couple of weeks, actually. I know I made a video on my birthday, which was back on the day after my birthday, actually, February the 16th. My birthday is on February the 15th. I made a special video saying that my birthday was pretty incredible. For some of you who follow me on Facebook, you knew how incredible it was. Coming back another couple days after seeing some pictures and some videos, and you got to get treated a little more to a big concert that I attended via Facebook. For those of you who don't know, on February the 15th, after my romps at Bridgehaven and my party, got a little bit of a surprise. My mother, who should be considered a patron saint of awesome single mothers, and should be the patron saint of hardworking moms everywhere, got her and I, for my birthday, she treated me to a concert that I must say, up until this point, in 35 years of my life so far on this earth, was the best concert I've ever been to. I do declare, and I actually told her this on the way home, getting out of the parking garage. It took me about 5 minutes for getting my seat, just to the car alone, to declare this. I said, Mama, tonight was awesome. And I must declare, I will declare, and I do declare to all my followers out there that my virginity, my classic rock virginity, had been taken twice that night. We saw two of my favorite bands in the same show on the same night for this King of the Jungle's birthday. We saw Journey take the stage with a very special guest named Toto. Yes, that night, I was singing at the top of my lungs pretty much every single song I knew of them. I got to hold the line with Toto, as well as sing about a lady named Rosanna, and I also got to bless the rains down in Africa with these people. And that was just Toto. When Journey came on, I must say I saw the wheel in the sky turn. And I will confirm it doesn't stop turning. It will never stop turning. The wheel in the sky does keep on turning. Journey has also taught me as a musician, and I will confirm this, to not stop believing. Don't stop believing. That's what I'm telling you. They say so. And I also learned that here I stand, worlds apart, hearts broken in two, separate ways, worlds apart. And then, as they closed, by all means, with a song I always wanted to jam to. And I'll tell you guys how I like to jam. And they described it, as they closed the song, any way you want it. Because any way you want it, that's the way you need it. Any way you want it. That was the best night of my life. The best night of my life. Up to this point. And it has not been topped since. I want to thank my mom for giving me those tickets for my birthday. So, that was just in February. Moving on to March. I had a couple strokes of good luck and a couple strokes of bad luck hit me. For those of you who remember me doing a video in like the middle of March, about my grandpa Dick taking a turn for the worst. I would like to inform you all. Unfortunately, he passed away that night, and we buried him a couple of weeks back. We had his memorial service and his mass in Our Lady of Perpetual Hope in New Albany, and we buried him on a Tuesday at next to his parents up in Lawrenceburg, Indiana, which is right on around the Ohio River that borders 3 states: Indiana, Ohio, and Kentucky. In Lawrenceburg, Indiana, on the Indiana side. I wanted to say Grandpa Dick was a wonderful man. He wasn't my natural grandpa, but his stepdaughter, or should I say his daughter, Susan, treated me, who was my stepmother. He was my step-grandfather, actually, but he truly left a mark on this world, and especially made a great influence. He was a great influence on everybody. He truly left his mark positively on all of us. And so I wish to honor him by saying, Grandpa Dick, you so were awesome. You and I had many a great time together. To Richard Williams Jr., may you live on. And may the drinks flow freely up there in heaven. And may the bar stay open 24/7 just for you, sir. Dick Williams. Rest in peace, Grandpa. Anyway, moving on. I did have an art show in March. That was good. Finishing the money. I also like to recognize my mom for some of the work she's done. I know she's been taking up some painting as well, and I've even offered to sell some of her paintings down at some of the shows I do. If she has some available, she would like to put up for sale. She's also I go on and talk about my mom, okay? She is wonderful. But, matter of fact, her and I are actually getting ready to go on a cruise 1 month from now. It'll be, we're going to officially start the 1 month countdown. It'll be 4 weeks out from this coming Tuesday. On May the 7th, my mother and I are going to be flying up to Vancouver, British Columbia. My mom, myself, my best friend Brian, my mom's girlfriend Lori, and my uncle Jim are going to be going on a cruise to Alaska. And before I go any further, speaking of cruise, I do have a picture I wish to show you all about my about a cruise my mother and I and my late uncle, my late aunt, and my late uncle Norv, his late wife, which is my Aunt Brenda, and my late Aunt Diane. We were all on a cruise together. I can show you this. Might have to dig this around. But anyway, this is a picture of us. We were all taken on a grand staircase. Let me just do something around here. We're all taken on a grand staircase. And we were, this was us. You can see me back there. The gentleman at the top row, the one in the middle is my Uncle Norv. The one with the glasses is my Uncle Jim. Not sure if you can see, but this is Jim's wife, Diane. She's passed away. That's my mom. There's Uncle Norv, Jim and Diane's daughters, Andrea and Tina, my cousins. Norv and Brenda's daughter, my cousin Heather, my mother. Jim is still with us. Brenda's passed, Diane's passed, Norv's passed. Heather, Andrea, and Tina are still with us. So it's gonna be me. Actually, no, that's my mom. Me, Mom, and Jim are gonna be on the cruise, along with my best friend Brian and my mom's girlfriend Lori. We're gonna be going up there May 7th. I will be back on the 19th. It's gonna be a great getaway. And then let's see what else. Moving on. Easter was good. We had church on Easter Sunday morning. Then later that afternoon, we went over to my mom's house for Easter lunch. Had a few friends over. A few of my mom's friends, actually. And then, let's see what else. That was it for March. Trying to think of what else. Oh, well, this is April. And I mentioned that this is April 5th. This is Wrestlemania weekend, actually. Tonight, I just happen to have this sitting right here in front of me. Tonight, I believe at 10 p.m., right after SmackDown goes off the air, it's going to be the WWE Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And I wanted to take this time to congratulate and honor tonight's inductees. Starting off with the U.S. Express, a former WWE tag team made up of Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham. For those of you who may or may not know who those are, Barry Windham and Mike Rotunda. Mike Rotunda, formerly known as IRS and VK Wall Street in WCW, he is the father of the late Bray Wyatt, and Barry Windham, Mike Rotunda's brother, was, I believe, his uncle. Bray Wyatt, professionally known, who he was known as leader of the Wyatt family, and most likely the Fiend, was born at Wyndham Rotunda. He passed away earlier this year, or should I say last year, in August. Bray, we miss you, brother. But anyway, the U.S. Express is going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. Thunderbolt Patterson. This is a legendary name I may have heard of, that I had not heard of until this point. He was one of the very first black names of wrestling to make it big. I wish I had more about him right here, but I don't. I can't get to it without access to my internet, which is on my phone. I wish I had an iPad. God damn it, me. Why don't I get one? But anyway, a couple of other names. Bull Nakano. Now, here's a name that I actually remember listening about. She was a Japanese wrestler. Japanese female wrestler. She came in the 90s. She had a feud with Alundra Blaze, a fellow WWE Hall of Famer. She had feuds internationally. Her biggest accomplishment, she was a women's champion in the WWE, defeating Alundra Blaze at a non-WWE show for the WWE Women's title in Japan, on Japanese soil. And then Alundra Blaze defeated her in a return match back here on American soil. I believe that was at SummerSlam, I believe. If any one of my wrestling fans want to correct me on this, I may have that inaccurate, but if anyone wants to correct me on this, no matter how inaccurate it is, feel free to, and I apologize in advance. Let's see. Everyone knows Philadelphia is going to be the host city of WrestleMania this year. And for those who know me as a walking, talking human being encyclopedia, Philadelphia, before being home to WrestleMania this year and WrestleMania 15, was home to ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. Its founder, Paul Heyman, the boss, Paul E., is going to be in the Hall of Fame this year. The wise man, Paul Heyman. Paul E. himself, that's right. Former SmackDown general manager. And then, for those of you who were able to, if you'll remember him being a part of, I believe it was WrestleMania 1 or 2, a Louisville native is going to be in, a former boxing great, Louisville native The greatest of all time is going to be in the WWE Hall of Fame this year for his part in one of the WrestleManias. One of the very first ones. Muhammad Ali is going to be inducted this evening, posthumously. As a Louisvillian, for history's sake, especially for the city of Louisville, this is huge for Mr. Ali. I know some people look down on him for being a draft dodger. I wouldn't worry about that. But as one who believes he's a contributor to Louisville, a very important person in our community, and from the sports aspect side of it, he was the greatest ever to do it. Cassius Clay himself, Muhammad Ali, the greatest of all time, champ. I've never got to meet this gentleman, but in person, if I were to meet him, and I actually got asked this on a couple of occasions, would you address him by Muhammad Ali or Cassius Clay? To be honest, I would not address him as either one. Respectfully, I would address him as one of two things. Both of them are a single word. I would address him as either, number one, I would address him as champ. And number two, I would address him as sir. Champ or sir. Because in my eyes, he deserves all the respect in the world for being a very important person in the community. Not just in sports, not just in politics, but he deserves every single bit of it. Regardless of what your political aspects are, he deserves every single bit of the respect he's got coming to him, positively. So, I want to congratulate the U.S. Express, Thunderbolt Patterson, Bull Nakano, Paul Heyman, the champ, the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, for being inducted this evening. For those of you who have the WWE Network on Peacock, tune in to watch it. And I also mentioned WWE Wrestlemania was this weekend in Philadelphia. Tonight, WrestleMania is... Actually, no, tomorrow and Sunday are going to be a 2-night event at WrestleMania. This is going to be WrestleMania 40, I believe. 2024. Yeah, WrestleMania 40. I remember 20 years ago when 2004, WrestleMania 20 took place in New York City, which is where the very first one took place. 10 years later, at WrestleMania 30, it took place in New Orleans in 2014. That's where the greatest streak of all time came to an end, in New Orleans. That's when Brock Lesnar, the Beast Incarnate, managed by a Hall of Famer tonight, Paul Heyman, defeated The Undertaker. And then 5 years later, 2020, at Survivor Series, 30 years after he debuted in WWE, The Undertaker decided to retire. And I want to talk just a brief moment about who I think my all-time greatest wrestlers are. I'm gonna backspace a little bit. Who my top greatest WrestleMania wrestlers are that define this pay-per-view WrestleMania, or this event rather. If I had to say my top 5 in any, I'm going to do a couple top 5s here real quick. My top 5 WrestleMania superstars, and my top 5 WrestleMania matches. Okay. I'm also going to do my top 5 rivalries that I've seen at WrestleMania throughout the years. Okay. The first, I'm going to start with my rivalries here. My first, actually no, I'm going to start with my superstars. They say that there is always one great. Before we get going, something just passed across my phone here from Sports Center. I want to quickly congratulate the South Carolina NCAA women. Their score just passed across the top of my phone here from ESPN. I want to congratulate them on making the championship game, defeating NC State. So good luck on Sunday, ladies. You're going to be playing the winner of the Iowa women and someone else I can't remember. I have to look that up. But anyway, congratulations to the Iowa State women for defeating, or the South Carolina women. I am so sorry. It's been one of those days. The South Carolina women, you're going to be facing the winner of Iowa and somebody. But anyway, getting back to my WrestleMania, I'm going to start with the greats to ever do it. There's really only a list of 5, in my opinion, which I'm entitled to. Number 1, and this is not up for debate, you have to say The Undertaker is the greatest performer in the history of WrestleMania. He holds a record, what's called the streak. I believe this is recognized in the Guinness Book of World Records. If it's not, it needs to be. As a world record for the most wins at WrestleMania without a loss. 21 wins without a single loss at WrestleMania. Before WrestleMania 30. That was called the streak. Started out 21-0. The Undertaker is number 1 on my list as performers. Number 2, and this is actually a close second and a close third, for second and third. For my, actually no, when it comes to number 1, it's not even close. The Undertaker is number 1. Number 2 will be Shawn Michaels. He was known as Mr. WrestleMania. From his debuts as a tag team partner, Marty Jannetty, as a member of the Rockers, to the Flamboyant Boy Toy, to his debut with Bret Hart, or his feud with Bret Hart, and that Iron Man match at WrestleMania 12. I'll get to that momentarily. To him, finally having his career ended against The Undertaker. Then the following year, him reffing, or a couple years down the road, him reffing the Undertaker Triple H in Hell in a Cell. Touch base on that momentarily too. He would be number 2. Number 3 will be Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan wrestled in the first 9 WrestleManias before jumping ship to WCW. And then coming back to WWE in mid-2002 after WWE bought its competition, WCW. He then went on to face The Rock that year, making his 10th appearance, his first in 9 years, which that match was won by The Rock. Number 4 for my favorite WWE performers at WrestleMania would be I would say it's a tie between Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan. Let's see, I'm going to throw a third one in here, and this may be debatable. Kofi Kingston, Daniel Bryan. Actually, I'm going to make a group here. The Hardys, the Dudleys, and Edge and Christian. That group there alone sums up some of the most excitement, like athletics, from like athletic moves, storylines, all the way down to the epic TLC match, especially the one they had at WrestleMania 17. And especially from the ones they competed in the Money in the Bank ladder matches in years past. But as far as a singles wrestler, one of my favorite ones will be The Rock, as a great talker. And I understand The Rock is going to be a part of this year's WrestleMania, with the storyline with Roman Reigns and the Bloodline. So, now I'm going to touch base on my top 5 matches in WrestleMania history. One would be, and this goes without saying, one of the, if you want to talk about a great match in WrestleMania, you got to start with somewhere near the top. A somewhat recent one of this century, the 21st century. I'm going to go back to 2001. Actually, no. I'm going to name a couple of them in this century. The first one I would like to mention at WrestleMania happened, I believe, at WrestleMania 28. The Undertaker and Triple H, end of an era match. Contested in Hell in a Cell, that was ref by Shawn Michaels. That was, the other one would have been, which was number 2, WrestleMania 25, Shawn Michaels and Triple H. Those guys went through hell. Oh no, Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker, I'm sorry. WrestleMania 25. And then, number 3 is actually a tie between Bret Hitman Hart and Shawn Michaels, the Iron Man match. and then Hulk Hogan, Triple H, Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Iron Man match, WrestleMania 12 for the world title. And then Hulk Hogan, Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. The Body Slam match. Number 4 would be the TLC match at WrestleMania 17 in 2001. Oh, just for the record, WrestleMania 3 was 1987, where Hogan and Andre happened. If you're wondering what year that was, I apologize. And, WrestleMania 17 was in April of 2001. And the other, my favorite match was John Cena versus The Rock. Actually, no, it's a tie for 5. Cena and The Rock for those 2 years. And then Like the two matches that Cena had with The Rock at those two WrestleManias, and then The Rock and Hogan were my favorite all-time matches at Mania. Which reminds me, rivalries. I want to hear from you all. My favorite WrestleMania rivalries, if I had to choose them, would have been The Rock and Hulk Hogan, The Rock and John Cena, The Undertaker versus Kane, alright, Bret Hart and Stone Cold Steve Austin, the submission match at WrestleMania 13. I'd say the one with a great lead-up storyline to it. Would be, as far as like a continuous storyline, would be would involve The Undertaker, Shawn Michaels, and Triple H. Not just two of the three, not just a match against The Undertaker against one of the two. All three of that storyline was my favorite storyline leading up to 3 WrestleManias. Or should I say 4 WrestleManias. With the exception of WrestleMania 17. I know The Undertaker faced Triple H 3 times. He beat Triple H 3 times. And he faced Shawn Michaels twice. And beat Shawn Michaels twice. But leading up to the first time against Shawn Michaels, up to the last time against Triple H before WrestleMania 30, 29, from 25 to 29, those are the best storylines in my opinion. So, if you guys have anything else you wanted to add in, what your favorite WrestleMania matches were, or who your favorite WrestleMania superstar is, or your favorite performer, rivalry, moment, did I mention those? I don't think I did. But I'm open to hearing from you all what your favorite moments were. I say a couple of my favorite moments, real quick before I end, would be as far as WrestleMania goes, seeing Edge spear Mick Foley at WrestleMania 22 in Chicago through that flaming table. And then watching Donald Trump shave Vince McMahon's head. I wish it would have been the other way around, because I wanted to see if Trump's hair was actually as big of an unsolved mystery as they claim it was. I understand it's probably a comb over, but I want to see if that was actually hair, per se. Tonight on Unsolved Mysteries, Donald Trump's hair. But anyway, a couple other WrestleMania moments. Acrobatic acts off those ladders, especially WrestleMania 17. Edge jumps off the top rope and spears one of the Hardys. So he's got to hold the belt. Let's see. What else? Shawn Michaels and Razor Ramon in the ladder match, WrestleMania 10. I forgot how I even let that off the top of my top matches, but that's going on my honorable mention list as one of my greatest matches in WrestleMania history for an honorable mention for the Intercontinental title. I forgot how I forgot how I really missed that. But anyway, what else? What other? Oh, and Shawn Michaels descending from the Raptors for his match at WrestleMania 12 against Bret. And The Undertaker's kneeling or raising the belt up after finishing the matches. Those are some of my best moments. Oh, and I want to real quick give a toast to some of the underdogs that have paved the way. Some say they couldn't be done, but I want to cheers to the late Eddie Guerrero for beating Brock Lesnar back in 2014 or 2004 and No Way Out. That one was on my birthday, on my 15th birthday. Eddie beat Brock Lesnar. He went into WrestleMania, defeated Kurt Angle to defend the WWE title. 2 years later, in 2006, Rey Mysterio won the World Heavyweight Championship, a cruiserweight. Rey Mysterio won the World Heavyweight Championship, defeating Triple H and Randy Orton. And I want to congratulate them. I also want to congratulate Kofi Kingston and Daniel Bryan for the Ultimate Underdog performances and giving us some exciting, winning their titles, respectively. So, to the underdogs, to those who dare to believe, those who dare to be great, here is to WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals. I am the Artful Rhino, Matt Prophet. Welcome to WrestleMania weekend. Welcome to the showcase of the Immortals. Welcome to my channel, the Artful Rhino. Like, comment, subscribe. Give me some comments about anything wrestling related on this video. Or hell, you got any requests for a special video or if you want to see me do a guest, let me know. Give me the contact info. What do you want to see me talk about with them? To WrestleMania, people. Have a good weekend, everybody. Mahalo.